Hey everybody, this is Trying to Live here, playing some Kerbal Space Program. If you saw my 2K special, you'll see the rocket that actually got me here. This lander here. I answered some of your questions in the video, and some of you guys said, hey, why don't you go ahead and land that on the moon? And I was like, I'm already one step ahead of you, man. Look at this thing. You might also notice that there's some rockety bits, some fuel tanks here, and the reason why those fuel tanks are here is because I wanted to get this thing as full as possible, and it's almost completely full of fuel. And the reason why it's almost completely full of fuel is because of our mission today, which is to land on the moon, which we've already done, take off, land on Minmus, which we hopefully will succeed in doing, and then after that, we're actually going to go back and visit the moon again, land on the moon, and then return home. That's our goal. I don't know how well this is going to work for us. Oh, we may not make it. I have not actually tested this. I basically just built the largest lander I could, landed with as much fuel as possible, hopefully have a good plan. Let's take a look at the orbital map. You can see here the moon is traveling in this sort of a direction here, and so we're sort of on the leading edge of it. Minmus is over here. Here's Kerbin. Minmus is, let's see here, 46 kilometers out, or 46,000 kilometers. The moon, whatever you want to call it, is 11,000 kilometers out, and so I'm trying to figure out like the best way of doing this, and I think the best way to do this is actually to launch going this way and basically get myself traveling with the moon, all right, just out of its sphere of influence, traveling the direction of the moon, and then adjust my orbit so that I will collide with Minmus and then land on Minmus, take off, and return to the moon. That's the plan, at least. That's what we're going to try to do here, and hopefully our timing is pretty good. So give me a second to get things going. It won't be a second to you, it'll be instantaneous, but it'll be a few seconds to me to get myself around, and hopefully we'll be able to do this just fine. All right, I think I've got my game plan. I'm going to tell you what it is. We're going to take off. We're going to actually use the power and direction. We're not going to reverse ourselves. We're going to go toward the direction we're already heading, and thankfully we're on this side of the moon, so we can actually basically take straight off. We'll go slightly towards 90, and then we'll just continue on, do a plane change, and then do our landing on Minmus. So we're actually not traveling at all, which is good, and you might wonder why my ship is totally dead still and not moving, because if I were to take off the warp, it starts actually bouncing around a little bit, and that's a bad thing. So we kind of try to avoid that. All right, power up. We're going, okay, whoa, I thought I had the SAS on. All right, let's not waste all of our Delta V wiggling around. All right, so we're burning our fuel. Everything looks great. We have plenty of fuel going here. We'll go for, zoom in here. Yeah, it looks great. Let's go straight up. We're going to go at about 800 meters per second. That'll get us our escape vector, velocity, whatever. And then once we do that, we'll have an elliptical orbit probably. And then once we have that elliptical orbit, let's see here. Are we escape yet? We're about to hit escape. Boom. There's escape. All right, so I don't have to use any more fuel. That's pretty elliptical, and it's also not on the same plane. So we're actually going to fix the plane first, believe it or not. So let's get into Kerbin orbit. Let's line all these up here. Let's see here. So this is where the two planes meet. Whoa. And then when spaceship is on the X, which is just about now, we'll go ahead and turn SAS off, and we'll burn, since we're heading toward 90, we want to head northernly from 90. We want to go 90 degrees from 90, which is, of course, 0, 0, 0, or 360, depending on how you look at it. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll burn until we feel good about ourselves, basically. All right. Let's get that fixed a little tighter. There we go. 360,000, whatever. Yeah, that looks great. And I'm actually going to disable these outer engines here. We'll use those again for landing. Right now we have an actual proper vectoring engine in the center here. Let's get that until our orbit. I'm going to fix this. All right, got to look at that. Okay. Until our orbit matches up nicely with that purple one. And there we go. Perfectly matched. That means we're on a very similar plane, which is going to help us. Now we got to kind of time this out pretty good because you look, we're almost out here, and so what we're going to do is we're actually going to do, I think somewhere around here probably we'll end up doing our burn, just because the moon will be around here, and then we'll be around. And it's hard because we're in elliptical orbit to plan it out, and our speeds are so varied, and we're all the way out here, which is really kind of unfortunate. But you know, what can you do? And if we miss, then we're going to have to do so much fixing. And, you know, this is the difference between using just a couple delta V or a couple change in velocity. If you don't know what delta V is, a couple changes of velocity, which is little fuel basically, or using a lot of delta V up, which is a lot of change in velocity, which is going to be a lot of fuel. All right, so let's do this. This is opposite. That's retrograde. Don't want to do that. So you go somewhere over here. There we go. And we're going to burn towards our direction. Come on, go back. And the reason why we're going to do that is it's just going to help us to make contact or stretch our orbit out properly. That looks good. All right. Hopefully we get contact. Oh, there it is. I went a little too far. It's like you sort of had contact, but you sort of don't. We'll have a flyby there. The game is spazzing out. It's like you're going to be really close, man. Ooh. Are we going to hit it or not? You know, let's go close to it, and then we'll burn toward it. I don't think it knows what's going to go on. All right, so we are going to have a contact with it. It looks pretty close. It looks really quite good. Let's see here. If I would have burned a little bit more, it probably would have saved us a bit more and be on a collision course. Right now we're on an escape vector, but we didn't use hardly any fuel. All that maneuvering took that much fuel. Not much at all. And it wasn't on it's an efficient engine, but it's not on those little tiny engines that are super efficient. So it's not too bad. Not too bad. All right, so when we get here, we retro burn, and that will be that. So slow it down now. All right, bring it on in there. Because this distance is so short, we're going to have to jump right on this. I'm being too ginger with this probably, but I'm just like, oh, can't mess this up. All right, so we haven't even seen it. There it is out there somewhere. All right, so we'll get our Minmus landing going. Rotate. All right. Come on, get over there. All right, so retro burning, we're just going to use a gravity to pull us on in. Wait till that para-apsis disappears. Boom, it's gone. All right, so that's good. We're going to, I think, that's going to put us on a collision. That's going to put us on a collision. That'll be good. And on the way home, since we're traveling so slow, we won't have to worry about the speed so much. Plenty of fuel. These tanks still have half a tank, so we should have enough to land on Minmus fine with this lander, which is the plan. This is the lander for Minmus. This is the lander for Mun, and then also return home. So that's the plan. Where is Minmus? I don't even see it. You're so small, Minmus. You're so tiny. There's Earth. I don't even know where Minmus is. I'd like to see it before I start zooming speeding up in speed. Where did it go? It's not lost in the sun. Seriously, is it? Did they shrink it? Is there a new update? They shrunk it? Is that? No, those are stars. There's gonna be. I'm gonna flip the camera around, and it's gonna be like there is a giant. Okay, I can't even point towards it. Where is it at? Seriously, I'm expecting like a giant planet to fill my view any second now, but I can't even see it. Oh, why are you so small, Minmus? Is this Minmus? That's the moon, isn't it? Oh, I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna speed forward. Alright, I gotta slow down. I don't know what my altitude is. 76. Oh, there it is. It's hiding in the moon, in the sun. I guess that moon was actually Minmus. Okay. So anyways, let's land this critter. Yeah. Alright, let's get this guy ready for landing here. Alright, this still looks good. Should be set. This will put us on a pretty good location, I think. Let me actually look here. Can I see? Nope, looks pretty mountainous. Pretty mountainous. Doesn't look like I'm going to hit any oceans. I could slow down some here and I would hit some ocean. What do you think? Should I do that? Bring it into some ocean here. That's a good idea. Boom. Alright, stop there. The reason why you want to land on the ocean, if you hadn't seen my previous video, the Minmus is so stinking hilly that it is miserable, absolutely miserable. Whoa, whoa there, Bessie, to land on if you're not landing on one of the oceans. Now you can do it. Don't be like, oh, trydyingtolive says you can't do it, so it must not be possible. It is possible. I have done it. It's just not one of those surefire bets, you know. It's not one of those things where you're just guaranteed to have it. You know, it's you can definitely miss. All right, so I'm actually going to slow down a tiny bit, aim for one of those oceans more. That's good. All right, that's good. Not going terribly slow, not terribly fast. There's not a lot of gravity. I've got plenty of fuel. Looking good. All right, how far up are we? We're at 46 kilometers, 200 meters per second. Fairly powerful engines underneath here. Plenty of fuel. Should be good. We still want to use these engines to take off, though. So I got to be careful not to just, take them for granted. We still have to be careful. And, of course, we still have to make sure we don't smash into anything that we don't want to smash into. Looking at this, it looks like we're actually going to miss a little bit. So I'm actually going to try to do that. There we go. There we go. That looks great. And let's see here. Yeah, that looks good. We slowed down quite a bit. 20 kilometers up. We're actually quite high. It's hard to say. It's night here. Hopefully you guys can see this. We'll just do it against the Milky Way kind of looking space background. Okay. Everything looks great. Looks like it's so hard to tell. I think we're heading the right direction. It's hard to tell. We're heading towards where my feet are facing, which is just right on the edge there. If we have to move, we'll move. I don't want to do it too much. We're at 100 meters per second, kind of plenty of fuel. So I think we should be pretty set. So we're gonna run it down to the ground a little closer. I'm actually going to give a little bit of a burn here, just to hopefully get us off of that. I'm afraid I'm going to hit the side of this here because I'm actually heading this way. I want to get rid of a little bit of that. All right, so that's more straight down. Don't want to use up too much fuel, but at the same time, you got to use fuel when you have to use fuel, and if you can help it, you try not to. And this is like, it's like great big patch to land here, great big patch to land here, great big patch to land here, little bitty patch to land here. Guess where I'm going to try to land? Guess where I ended up? And it's, it's right on that edge there. And let's see here, which edge is it? Is it? this edge? I think it's almost, it's this edge here. Okay, it's this edge here that looks like I'm gonna land on the edge of. And if I can't help it, I'm gonna move myself away from it a little bit. Even now, I'm actually kind of pointed myself away from it a bit. I got plenty of, not plenty of fuel, but I got a lot of fuel. I think I'm still gonna have 300 delta V's of fuel that I'm going to need. I'm going to have to get off this thing. So I'm not going to do any more burns until I'm ready to land. So we're just going to go down. We're at 10,000 meters, 11,000 meters. I'm used to the moon where it's like you're just flying down and you're like, 10,000 meters, start burning. It's like, nope. Let's go make a sandwich. Eat some something delicious. I don't know. Maybe some peanut butter jelly. I don't know. Peanut butter jelly is good. All right, gotta be patient here. Looks good. I'm actually, it's so close. It's like I think we're okay. We're drifting away from it. I mean, we're not technically drifting away. Things are just getting closer. 9,000 meters, 10,000 meters. Things are looking great. Did I just say 9,000 meters, 10,000 meters? We're going back. We're down. All right, 100 meters per second. All right, and the next thing that's going to drop is actually these two here. So I have a half a mind to actually disable this one. All right, now this could get dangerous because I don't have the power that I had before. But I can get rid of these. And so I'm actually going to try to use this fuel before I use any other fuel. But I got to be careful not to run out. Okay, so I see the things. I have less impulse thrust, so I got to be more careful now, just because I don't want to use up this middle tank. I've got half a tank in there. I don't want to use it up. But it looks like we have a safe landing site. It looks like we're going to land pretty level. That's good. So everything looks set. All right, looking good. 4,000 meters. All right, I think the ice is pretty close to zero. I'm probably wrong though, so we'll do this also by eye. It's also night, which makes it so much harder. But I can see the rocks, so I'm going to get down to 50 meters per second. We're still not using much throttle here, so that's okay. I just want to make sure that I can just open it up and go, oh no, we're in trouble. Whoa! And just open it up wild. All right, 40 meters per second downward, 2,000 meters from probably where the surface is at. We might be landing on a slight incline, 40 meters per second here, 35 meters per second is about where we're going to hang out for a little bit. 35 is not a safe place to be, but, you know, it's tolerable. All right, which way do I want to look? Now, if you look here, we're actually lower than a lot of the mountains here. And, you know, that's part of the reason why we're trying to land here. Oh, we need to get rid of some more speed. Is because of those mountains. We want to find a safe place to land, especially with a ship this large, especially with the low gravity, because we're not using those RCS units. You know, we're going to have to, you know, lightly touch down. Okay, now we're going down too slowly for what we really need to do. It's hard to tell how low we are. I wish it was a little sunnier. All right. We're going good on fuel. All right. About 10 meters per second is what we'll want to drop at. I just cannot tell how close we are. We're getting really close, but I simply cannot tell. I can see the rocks. Get rid of some more speed here. Okay, we got some lateral movement. We need to get rid of pronto. All right. And the lateral movement gets worse the slower you go. And so it's not that it's worse, it's just more noticeable on the nav ball. Oh, no, wrong buttons. All right. We're at about meter per second. We've got a little ways to go here. We got quite a bit of lateral movement. Not too bad. It's hard to tell. All right, now we're going too fast. I can see the surface now, basically. Okay, we're going up. Now we're going down again. 1.8 meters. Fuel looks good. I know I can be pretty okay here. This should be a pretty okay-ish landing. All right, get the speed up again. All right, 1 meter per second. Too slow, too fast. All right, things look great. Okay, too fast. It's hard to, it's like fall at a certain rate, but not too much of a certain rate. All right. Still going good on fuel. I mean, I'm just sipping fuel, so it's just not a big deal. So we don't have to worry about just going too crazy with our fuel consumption. Just dropping nice and safely. We're really close. I'm not quite sure. Oh, going down. How close we are, though. 14 meters, it says on the map, on the thing. All right, getting closer. Okay, my camera is stuck down at the bottom now. Oh, we bounced. Bounced. Power off. All right, so that looks good. Now this bouncing here is the reason why I didn't want to use these outer tanks necessarily. So, I'm actually going to warp ahead so the ship doesn't like start wobbling or anything. Turn the RC. I can't turn the RCS off. All right, so we're almost. We're 2 out of 3 done. And I'm gonna go, I don't know, breathe or something. that was more stressful than it should have been. Oh my gosh, this is so much work. This is who came up with this idea? This was silly. All right, we are back. I have sped the time ahead to give us a little light. It's taken me 18 days to find some light here, but look at that, beautiful, beautiful light. All right. You guys ready? Oh, probably should take the warp down off of 10,000. All right, here's the plan here. How do we get back from here to here? And the answer is we're actually just going to slow down because the chances are we're going to run into the moon on the way home. It's that simple. That's the plan. That sounds a little cheesy. That was my phone. That's all right. Oh, my phone just spazzed out and told me that everybody's having an anniversary in a week. That's weird. Anyways, thank you, phone, for being useless. So anyways, the chances are we'll run into it. We'll just keep burning until we do it. Do it, basically, escape, retro burn, that'll take us there. All right, so there's nothing to it but to do it, so to speak. So we take off. We'll go until we run out of engines, and then we will enable this other engine here. Enable, get rid of you guys, boom. So that's going to keep going. I got to look at my thing here. That's pretty much straight, boom. I'm actually going to go ahead and I like to burn towards a direction. I don't know which direction I'm going to burn towards. This one here. Boom, that's it. All right. I put this on a pretty big path, but that's okay. Just like if you were a lumberjack, that's okay. It's amazing to me that people actually get references sometimes that I make. I'm so used to nobody ever getting my references. Maybe does anybody get that reference? Did anybody get it? I hope so. Turn my RCS off. I don't know. Oh, slow down, slow down, slow down. So we're at apoapsis, which is the most productive time to slow down. Tag there. And we'll actually go a little lower throttle until we see the thing say, oh, by the way, you're going to run into something. Come on. Do it. Do it. Oh, there it is. See? Simple as that. Can you believe that? All right, if I look here. All right, that was actually a bad mistake, but that's okay. I was actually seeing if I could, save some delta V here. All right, so I'm actually going to spin this around here real quick here. Apparently it liked it the other way. RCS, SAS, too many TLAs. I think I just bumped the microphone, by the way. Sorry about that. X. All right, so that looks better. Let's ride this critter home. We're gonna go fly by Minmus again. Somewhere. There it is. Nope, that's a... I don't even know where it's at. Doesn't matter. Let's go home. And it changes regularly. It'll be like, I don't know what's going on here. Because it calculates, because the numbers are so close. Like, it's hard to explain, but numbers in computers aren't always accurate. Just coming in here, it looks like we're actually going to be on a collision course with it, which would be sweet. Well, maybe we won't. It's hard to say. Boom. So, stop here. Okay, we won't be on a collision course because we're doing this. All right, but that's okay because we're actually heading towards our apoapsis already. Or, I mean, our retro burn already. Get rid of the rest of this. Come on. Oh, that's that. And so we're going to... Actually, yeah. Bang. And then get rid of that, and then M. So speed up. Come on, come on. This is actually really quite killing me. I'm using too much fuel. I don't like it. Bang. Is that it? How high is that? Oh, it's too close. Boom. All right. So that's coming in like screaming across the surface there. But we have enough fuel. We've got still this tank here. That's our sort of our return tank. So hopefully we don't have to dip into that tank. And we're gonna try for our third landing of this flight. So all this comes down to, is this rocket here enough to land us? And this one, we should have a pretty good delta V. Oh my goodness, look at that. We're flying over the... Whenever you see the camera spin like that, it means you flew over the North Pole or the South Pole. I see a little pixel blinking. Doesn't mean anything, but I do see it. Oh, don't do that. It's like, no, we're gonna flicker on you. No. All right, so we got 1,000 delta V's to get rid of. 1,000 meters per second, at least. I don't know how much... I really don't know if we're gonna land. I have no clue. Like this, so far, everything has essentially gone to plan. I'd like to actually have full tanks right now. All right, so this little bit here, that's not according to plan. Everything else is according to plan, and I don't know if we're gonna be able to land this. I have no clue if we can time this right. You know, all that stuff. So. This looks good. We're still heading kind of screaming at the angle there. So we actually we're not falling. We're not falling as fast as we think we are. We're not falling straight down. We're actually heading at I'm heading more sideways than downways. And so we actually have the opportunity to, we can go lower and then slow ourselves down because we're not falling straight down at 700 meters per second. We're heading sideways at 700 meters per second. So that's going to afford us a little bit extra, I think. Of course, it could just kill us, but yeah, what do I know? But you understand what I'm saying? Like, if we were falling straight down from this height, we'd probably have to start burning now. But we got a few more meters, a little more time, and the closer we are when we burn, the better off we should be, because it'll just be less delta V to burn off. That makes sense? Are we on the same page? Am I got my math wrong? Am I gonna crash and burn? I don't know. But we are going pretty stinking low here. But we're at 20K nearly, and I think it's probably time to get rid of some of this speed. Do you think so? I think so. All right, let's go. Let's get rid of the speed. Pretty responsive, using my fuel up pretty moderately. Getting rid of some of this sideways speed. We're actually burning more, slowing ourselves down from going sideways more than we are from going downwards. Okay, so that was just for safety's sake. We should be heading downward more. Everything looks good. There's a nice little mountain range we're going to crash into. Is this it right here? Sure looks like it, doesn't it? All right, 15 kilometers up. We got to do some more here. I'm really concerned about this sideways momentum actually right now. All right, we're going to hit 10,000 meters. By the time when we hit 10,000 meters, I'm going to get rid of. It's really responsive, and I don't want to. I'm probably overthinking this. Really, I should probably just do my landing, make it safe. I think we're actually pretty much in the clear right now, so I'm going to get rid of a lot more speed. We should be pretty set unless I just start jockeying everywhere, and I'm mostly getting rid of sideways speed here right now. 10,000 meters. Actually, everything looks really good right now, speed-wise and every other-wise. Still on an arc. That's okay. Get rid of some more of that. Looking better. Starting to head straight down now. I actually took off a lot of speed there. Half my fuel is gone, and these 4 tanks here, this tank right here, is still full. I don't think we're going to be taking a trip back to the Minmus, if that's okay with you guys. I don't think it's going to happen today. It's definitely easier to get from Mun to Minmus than it is from Minmus to Mun. It takes quite a little bit less fuel, I think. All right, looking good. 66 meters per second, 6,000 meters off the ground. Looks great. Oh, this is pretty good. We're doing not too bad. I was figuring this would be much, much closer. I didn't think, I didn't know if this was actually going to work. Okay, so we're getting closer to, I can see pebbles now on the ground. So we're getting pretty close. We're sort of a mountainous region, so surface could be pretty high. We could be as close as 25 kilometers, or 2.5 kilometers from the surface. All right, so we're almost all done with lateral speed. That's really good. Everything looks great there. Anybody see any arches? No, really, I want some McDonald's. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I haven't actually done any searching for arches or monoliths or anything like that. The only thing I've ever searched for is, oh, don't rise, is the RC or the KSC on the moon, and I found that. That was pretty cool. Everyone's like, "How did you see that?" I was like, "'Cause I wasn't under YouTube video compression." All right, do we have shadows? Yes, we will have shadows. That's good. That makes things easier. We've got plenty of fuel. That's very nice. I like having fuel. We're going too fast. Here's some of that speed. All right. All right, RCS is not useful. Get rid of more speed. Get rid of some lateralness. Oh, X. Too much getting rid of speed. Too much. Now, let's see. It's just a reminder, this tank here is still full, which is in the center here, because these are all funneling towards it. All right. Approaching very slowly. Everything looks good. X. Slowing down, getting lower, nice and flat. This will be a good landing. Plenty of fuel. Oh, I was really worried this would not be enough fuel, but this looks great. Still slowing down. We're actually a little higher than I think I was. All right, slow it on down. Looks great. Starting to get close. Don't see a shadow yet. I want to get rid of a little more speed. If you don't know, I think you can land pretty close to 12 meters per second on the moon. You know, you're kind of risking things about that point. Oops, that's the opposite way I wanted to go speed-wise. But you know, you can pull it off. Looking good. I see shadow yet? No. Here's some lateral speed. There's our shadow. Coming down in speed. Last minute tap on the gas and then kill it. All right, that is a triple landing so far. Of course, we have to go home. We have so much fuel left. Where's Minmus? Can we do it? No, we're not going to be able to do it. believe it or not, I don't think we could actually pull it off. Because, okay. Is it possible to go out to Minmus and land on Minmus again? I'm pretty sure we would never make it home again. I mean, we've got to do 800 meters per second of delta V here, which is basically that tank. I don't think it's possible. I'm pretty sure it's not possible. I mean, it could be possible, but I don't think it is. I don't know. What do you think? Oh, I should probably overthink this. Now everybody in the comments is going to say, you should do a quadruple landing. And then, yeah, and then it's going to be like, next thing you know, like a month from now, I'll be doing like the 10 landing. And I'll just be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Anyways, let's go home. That's it. We've been in space for almost a month. Let's go home. You ready? All right, let's do it. Accelerate up. Let's see here. M. Should probably be like heading somewhere, some direction. Pew! So there it is, a triple landing. Not the most efficient thing I've ever done. To be honest with you, technically it could be more efficient. Like there's 100 things you could do, but you'd be doing so much calculation that it would be obscene. I think, yeah, those are done. All right, M. So at a certain point, you just go. You're happy with your performance. You went out to achieve a goal. Like an ideal is going straight from moon or from Kerbin to the moon, just doing a perfect arc, just right from takeoff, do an arc, don't do an orbit. You'd save delta V there. You could poof. You could also bang. Let's do that. Bang. There we go. You could also go straight from the moon to the mun. You do all these things to do a perfect, everything perfect. All right, get rid of enough speed. We have enough fuel. Oh, we have so much fuel. That just sips fuel, doesn't it? Very, very tiny little thing there. All right. But all those things, you take calculations, timing, planning, budget, it's like at a certain point, to do a perfect everything, you could save, you could probably save enough to actually do with that ship a moon, home trip. You probably would save enough to do that. However, oh, did I not actually get close enough? Are you kidding me? I didn't get close enough. I have to do this again. Darn it. I thought I was in close enough. All right, well, I can land on the moons all day long, but apparently I can't return home. All right, try that again. So you probably would save enough fuel, but you would just be the timing, like you would have to wait for everything to align and then do everything just perfectly. All right, is that good enough? All right, that looks good enough. All right. Good grief. Anyways, so yeah, you'd have to do everything just perfectly. And at a certain point, you're just like, that's just too much work. I don't care to do that much work. All right, bringing it on in. Still have so much fuel left in here. We could actually do like a geosynchronous orbit. You want to do a I'm just kidding. I'm done. I'm done with this mission. I want to complete it. I want to say I went to the moon. Moon, landed. I'm done. It's late. I'm tired. All right. Should probably get rid of a few bits of this rocket here. Clear that. Boom, boom. It'd be terrible if I forgot a parachute at this point, wouldn't it? Be like, whoops, maybe I shouldn't have had that. Plan this out a little better. But anyways, so there it is. Reddit right now has a challenge that you do landing on both of them and return home. And that's a really good challenge because it really is hard to go from the moon to Minmus. Going from Minmus to the moon is easier just because you just return home and you probably will hit it, but you can't just kind of shoot towards Minmus and probably hit it just because the size of the orbits just makes it a little harder. But you know, this is a fun challenge. This was good. The Reddit challenge is actually really great. I think it's a challenge that a lot of people are going to use, and I think it's very, very important for one reason. If you cannot go from the moon to Minmus, then you will not be able to go from Kerbin to an analog Mars, to a Mars in KSP. And so this really is an important mission. It's not just a showing off. This is an important mission because it is, shouldn't my parachute open at some point? I think it's 5,000 meters. I'm like, or 500 meters. I'm like, oh, open. There we go. Okay, I feel better now. Because you're basically, if you consider like Kerbin the sun, and the moon is a planet, and Minmus is a planet, you're doing the exact same thing on a smaller scale. So this actually wasn't just like a exercise in showing how awesome I am, though it definitely does. I am the most humble person I know. But it's also very important to note that the same actions you use in one thing are the same actions you'd use on the way back. But anyways, this is the end of this video. I'm excited to have finished this. This has been a long time of work in the making and design and testing. And I tried this my first run, and so I actually did in one take. Well, I did some pauses because I ate some stuff, but in one run from the moon to Minmus, to the moon and home. And I hope you really enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun. And thank you guys for all my subscribers. Thank you guys for all you who are watching this. And we'll do something, who knows, even crazier next time. See you then.